So my wife was asking for this Peloton, so I bought it for her birthday back in October. I think I probably seen her get on this thing like 3 times. She making me question my investment. Anybody want to buy a Peloton, man, let me know in the comments. I think I need to get my money back off this thing.
What up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. I'm Anthony TV. Look, do me a favor, guys. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. Like this video and drop a comment if you got a comment, man. You already know I appreciate your support. Hey, today is Sunday, guys. Shout out to all of you out there today. I hope your day is going well so far. It's early. Let me see. It's 8:03 a.m. where I am. I'm on Central Time here in Florida. But hey, man, I'm just blessed. Thankful, grateful to see another day as always. Each day that we're able to wake up and see another day is truly a blessing, man. So I definitely don't take life for granted because somebody didn't wake up this morning, man. So if you're watching this video, you were blessed to see another day as well. And we just got to be thankful and grateful. You know, not only to see another day, but for everything we have. You know, we want a lot of things in life. That's just, you know, normal, natural for most human beings. We think about a lot, we want a lot, but we got to take a moment to appreciate the things that we have, right? Because, you know, a lot of people have it bad. You know, a lot of people are a lot worse off than some of the things that we complain about on a daily basis. So we have to appreciate what we have in life. Obviously, you can always strive for more, pray for more, work harder for more. But just take a moment to appreciate what you have. I think that's very important, man. Today is Sunday. We're gearing up for the following week. Shout out to all the new food service drivers out there that's going to be starting this week. If you're starting this week, let me know in the comments. I definitely would love to hear about it. And good luck to you, man, in training. And hopefully you make it out of training alive. And, you know, start on your own, get your own route. And welcome to food service. Definitely tough job. Not easy at all. But it's a very rewarding job. And you can definitely be successful and make good money in this job. So, speaking of good money, you guys see the title of the video, man. $100,000 a year. 100K seems to be that number where a lot of people ask the question in the comments, can you make $100,000? Can you make 100K working for this company? Can you make 100K working for that company? It seems like 100K is that number that a lot of people want to hit, right? So, can you make 100K in food service? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. You can make more than $100,000 a year, right? What company can you make $100,000 a year at? I think you can make $100,000 a year working for most food service companies. Do some food service companies pay more than others? I would say so. But at the end of the day, I think every food service company has drivers making $100,000 a year, right? That's just what I believe. So, you know, it's a lot of money to be made in food service if you want to do the work, if you're willing to do the work, if you're willing to run, you know, a certain amount of cases a day, 800, 900,000 cases a day, things of that nature. Just know, to much is given, much is required. So when you talk about $100,000, keep in mind the kind of work, the amount of work that you're going to have to do in order to make that in food service. So, you're not going to make $100,000 a year running 500 cases a day. I could tell you that much. So when you talk about $100,000, just know that you're going to be working for that money. And I know a lot of you, if you're in food service, especially if you've been in food service for a while, you're not a stranger to hard work. So I know a lot of you are willing to do the work, but just know, man, you're going to work for it. Like I said, this is not an easy job. It's a tough job. It's definitely, hard on the body. A lot of wear and tear on this job. Going up and down the ramp. For most of these companies, you do have some trailers with lift gates and things of that nature. But you're going to be going up and down the ramp, man, with a lot of weight, a lot of cases, a lot of walking. Just a physical job all around. But $100,000 a year, if that's what you want to make, you definitely have the opportunity to make that in food service. So I'm going to be fully transparent with you guys, right? So if you've been following the channel, you guys know I run chain account with GFS, Gordon Food Service. I only work 4 days a week. However, I was showing my wife yesterday, I was, we were going somewhere to get something to eat, and I was just looking at what my year to date was, right? I only work 4 days a week. Now, I could tell you guys, being fully transparent, if I work 5 days a week, looking at where I'm at, looking at where I'm sitting at right now for 4 days a week, I only work about 43 hours a week running chain account with GFS. If I work 5 days a week for the year, especially going into 2022 with our new pay increase, pay raises that we're going to be getting. For those that don't know, I made a video about this with GFS. The drivers are getting, pay increase. So go check out that video if you haven't seen that yet, going into 2022. But I could tell you guys, if I work 5 days a week for a year, for the entire year, I would definitely, if not touch 100K, I would be very, very, very close. I probably would make more. And I'm just being honest with you guys. That's me working 5 days. So I do well working 4 days a week. You know what I mean? So I'm not complaining at all, especially for the amount of work that I do. My route is nice, very nice. I'm able to do the things I want to do outside of work. Work isn't everything. A lot of us have other things that we do outside of work, and my schedule, my route, my workload, all of that allows me to be able to do the things that I want to do, outside of work, and just be able to enjoy life, man, and not be so physically drained to where I don't want to do anything. So, like I said, man, I make good money. Most food service drivers make good money. And keep this in mind too, guys. A lot of people get caught up in the 100K. The 100K sounds good. 100K a year. That sounds really good. But just know, man, that it's not always about how much you make at the end of the day. It's really about how much you keep. Because I don't care if you make $100,000 a year. If your expenses and your financial obligations are $80,000 a year, then how much does $100,000 a year really mean to you? How much does that really mean? Like, 100K a year don't mean anything. It's just a number. But how much is that are you really keeping? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think about a lot. When I hear people saying, I make $50,000 a year or $60,000 a year. That same person making 50 or 60K a year is probably bringing home at the end of the year or the month or whatever, they probably have more than that person that's making 100K a year on paper. So just because you make 100K a year doesn't mean anything if you have high expenses. So what I mean by that is, if you're making $100,000 a year, but your expenses or financial obligations is $80,000 a year, you're really only seeing 20K a year. And we're just talking gross. We're not even talking net. We know that, you know, if you gross 100K, you're not bringing that amount home, right? Because, you know, we all got taxes, things of that nature coming out, insurances. Some people got child support. So a lot of people got a lot of things being deducted from their paychecks. But I mean, just on paper, though, 100K a year, if you have expenses amount to $80,000 a year, that $100,000 a year is not really doing a whole lot for you. So at the end of the day, it's not about how much money you make. It's about how much money you keep. So if another person is making $50,000 a year, but they're only paying $25,000 a year in expenses, they're making more than the person, or at least they're bringing home more. They're keeping more of their money than the person making $100,000 a year and he got $80,000 worth of expenses, right? If somebody making $40,000 a year, but they only have $10,000 a year in expenses, that person is keeping more of their money than the person making $100,000 a year, but got $80,000 worth of expenses. So don't get so caught up on the gross or the number at the end of the day when people say, you know, I make $100,000 a year. You don't know what that person's expenses is at the end of the day. So, you know, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, because $50,000 to an individual that don't have many expenses or financial obligations might be a lot, might feel like $100K a year to that person, versus $100,000 to somebody that has, you know, $80,000 worth of expenses every year. So just keep that in mind, guys, and have that type of perspective. It's nothing wrong with making as much money as you can make. That's, you know, that's definitely what we all want to do. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you live within your means and you don't accumulate a whole lot of debt, you know, pay off debts and things of that nature, you can live comfortably with a decent salary. It doesn't necessarily have to be $100K a year. So, you know, it's just something to think about. But $100K a year, can you make that in food service? You absolutely can. You can make more than $100,000 a year. Most food service companies pay pretty good. So look, guys, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me. Like this video. Drop a comment if you got a comment. Until next time, I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Keep making that money out there. Y'all stay safe. Peace.